from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Good evening and welcome to the National News broadcast brought to you live from the National News Studios here at the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. I am Dishan Veerakone and joining me tonight is Dulanjali Anand. First up, let's take a look at your headlines.
A charge sheet to remove Public Utilities Commission chairman. Tourism industry affected from power cuts. It has been revealed that threats made on Election Commission members are from overseas. A police raid arrests 285 suspects. 10% of the patients with leprosy are children. Veteran teledrama writer KB Herath passes away. United States Scorpion Police Unit dissolves.
වෙන කවුරුවත් නෙවෙයි. ඒ වගේම මේ වෙන විට තවත් තොරතුරු ගණනාවක් අපිට ලැබෙනවා. ව්‍යවස්ථාදායක සභාවෙන් අනුමැතිය ලබා දීමේදී පවා ඔහුට පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ තේරීම්කාරක සභාවකින් කියලා තියෙනවා කිසිම රජයේ තනතුරක් හෙවීම සඳහා සුදුසුකමක් නැතයි බවට.
As per the Public Utilities Commission Act, the responsibility for the implementation of the power generation plan and the distribution of uninterrupted power supply is vested with the Commission. The Minister has pointed out that this responsibility has not been fulfilled aptly. Therefore, the resolution against the Commission chairman will be presented during the next parliamentary session. Meanwhile, Minister Kanchana Wijayasekara extended his apologies to the students for the inability to assure an uninterrupted power supply. The tourist arrivals have significantly increased recently after a major decline seen in the industry during the last few years. However, the persisting power cuts have severely affected the blooming industry.
Those who are involved in the tourism industry in the Kaltara area have claimed that even though tourist arrivals have increased, the opportunity to earn an adequate revenue has been prevented due to the power interruptions. The Kaltara tourism zone is one of the most attractive tourism hotspots in the country. A higher tourist density can be observed in the area at present with the recent industry boom. With the constant power interruptions, the tourists opt to stay in leading hotels in the country equipped with generators than visiting other small and medium-scale resorts and guest houses. Even though some businesses use generators, the high costs pertaining to fuel and maintenance have prevented them from earning adequate revenues. Accordingly, those who are not involved in the tourism industry in the Kaltara area have claimed that their revenue-earning avenues have been severely disrupted with the ongoing power cuts. The tourists have also shown their displeasure over the ongoing power failures which have become a hindrance to their visit to the country.
The police said that it has been revealed that threats made on the 3 Election Commission members have been directed from a foreign country. Police media spokesman SSP Nihal Taldua said that the Criminal Investigation Department has initiated a special inquiry over telephone calls. 3 members of the Election Commission have lodged complaints with the police regarding the threats directed at them through telephone calls. The police said that the police protection has been facilitated for the Commission members. Police media spokesman SSP Nihal Taldua said that the investigations have revealed that the threats have been made from one telephone number which belongs to a person with an address in Goa. He said that investigations have further revealed that the relevant personnel are not available at the said address. He added that the threats were made from a foreign country. However, he said that so far they are yet to determine who made the threats through the number.
ඇමතුම් විදේශ රටක සිට යම්කිසි ආකාරයකට ලැබෙන බව නිරීක්ෂණය වෙලා තියෙනවා. මෙතෙක් හඳුනාගෙන නැහැ කුමන පුද්ගලයෙක්ද මේ දුරකථන ඇමතුම ලබා දීලා තියෙන්නේ. කාගේද මේ දුරකථන අංකය නිශ්චිතව මෙන්න මේ පුද්ගලයාගේ කියලා හඳුනාගෙන නැහැ.
Presidential Secretariat sources have revealed that the President has not accepted the resignation letter of Election Commission member PSM Charles. The Government Information Department has indicated that the relevant gazette notification with the signatures of the Election Commission chairman and members required to commence the local government election process has not been directed to the government printer so far.
In the meantime, a special search operation was initiated today to track drug peddlers in the western, southern and northern provinces. Now the police have said that 285 drug peddlers were arrested during the operation. The operation was initiated under the direct supervision of Minister Tiran Alas. The operation was conducted jointly by the Police Special Task Force and the intelligence agencies. Drone cameras and helicopters were used for this special search operation. Police media spokesman SSP Nihal Talduva said that 285 suspects were taken into custody during the raid and a known group of drug peddlers are among the arrested.
But today marks the World Leprosy Day. Colombo District Health Services Director Dr. Chandana Gajanayaka said that 10% of the leprosy patients identified in the country are children. About 2,000 patients are identified annually and 10% of the patients are children. Taking part in an awareness program centering Colombo District making the World Leprosy Day, Dr. Chandana Gajanayaka made these remarks. Patients infected with leprosy develop white skin patches and the condition remains for a long time unaware to the patient. Hence, Dr. Gajanayaka said that many tend to neglect the condition as a disease. Meanwhile, a walk was organized to create awareness in Muratua, an area with the high infection rate. Also, a kite festival organized in the Uzgoda Beach Garden in Ambalantota today. Ambalantota Medical Health Office organized the festival.
Now, the rehearsals of the 75th Independence Day celebrations were held today. The rehearsals were held this morning in the Golf Face Green Zone. Chief of Defence Staff General Shavendra Silva and commanders of the Tri-Forces were also present at this occasion. The police said that a special traffic plan has been initiated in Colombo until February the 4th in line with the Independence Day celebrations.
A ceremony to mark the 200th anniversary of the arrival of the estate community of Indian origin was held in Hatton today. The event was organized by the Organization to Protect Upcountry Community. This community arrived in the country from India to work in tea and coffee plantations. Various non-state organizations representing the estate community also extended their support for the ceremony. During the event, the participants requested to resolve the issues pertaining to salary increments, housing and infrastructure facilities. A parade showcasing the culture of the community also took to the streets in Hatton.
Now, State Minister Ranjit Siyambalapetiya says necessary laws and regulations will be introduced to maintain the prices of Sri Lankan rubber in a stable manner. Now, he made these remarks following a program held in Yatyantota today. Close to 300,000 persons are directly and indirectly engaged in the country's rubber industry. Over 100 rubber and rubber product export companies are currently functioning in the country with over 50,000 employees. The Export Development Board has introduced various programs to improve the export revenues pertaining to rubber products. Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, Vietnam, India and African countries are the world's leading rubber producers. Sri Lanka is also known for its high-quality rubber products. However, among the rubber cultivating and producing countries, the productivity in Sri Lanka is at a lower level. The government has undertaken various measures to maintain the price stability of rubber in this backdrop. State Minister Ranjit Siyambalapetiya said that since the Import and Export Control Department is under the Finance Ministry, they can intervene and maintain the prices when importing rubber as a raw material. The government has allocated 16,000 million rupees to purchase organic fertilizer for this Maha season.
Minister Mahinda Amaravira said that the government has taken measures to extend maximum relief for farmer community to engage in their cultivations successfully. Committees have been appointed covering all districts in the country for the distribution of organic fertilizer for the Maha season 2022-2023. The responsibility of the committee headed by the district secretary will also be vested with the district farmer organization representatives. Accordingly, they will be empowered to purchase organic fertilizer of their choice as per the Ministry of Agriculture. Steps have been taken to allocate 20,000 rupees for 1 hectare of paddy cultivation, while 40,000 rupees allocated for 2 hectares. The minister said that priority will be given for the paddy cultivations as well as for additional crop cultivations in the Yala season this year.
Now, in more stories here at home, Minister Bandula Gunawardena says development activities pertaining to the section between the Anuradhapura and Vaunia of the Northern Railway line will be completed in the next 5 months. Now, this is the largest development project initiated for this year. The development of the Northern Railway line was commenced on January the 8th. The restoration project is carried out by India's Ercon company. Accordingly, a 123-kilometer section will be developed under this project at a cost of $91.27 million provided under the Indian credit line. Minister Bandula Gunawardena engaged in an observational tour to inspect the development site.
Estate workers requested to resume their daily bus service along the Nanu-Oya-Radalla short route. The heavy vehicular movement along this route was suspended following an accident which saw 7 deaths. Around 40 SLTB and private bus services are in operation on daily basis along this short route. All bus services along the route function between Hatton and Nuwara Eliya as well as long-distance services to Katharagama and Batiklo. However, considering the prevailing situation, these buses are functioning via Radalla, Kirimatia roundabout. Accordingly, the residents of the area have been faced with severe difficulties due to the suspension imposed on the short route.
Now, the Society, Remembrance and Cinema Documentary Film Festival is set to begin tomorrow. The festival will be held at the Upper Dure Theatre in the University of Peradeniya. Creations of 2 national television producers have also been included in the festival. 10 documentary films will feature in the 2-day film festival. The audiences will be able to enjoy the films free of charge from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The festival is organized by the Fine Arts Division and the Agriculture Extension Division of the University of Peradeniya and sponsored by the Collective for Historical Dialogue and Memory. 2 documentaries directed by National Television's Rangamandar Nayaka and Gaya Ramya always will feature in the festival.
The Met Department says that the low-pressure area located over the southeast Bay of Bengal likely to intensify into a depression by January 31st. This condition is expected to move west-northwestwards and reach near the east coast of the country. Heavy showers or thunder showers and rough seas can be expected in those areas. Naval and fishing communities have been advised not to venture into the relevant areas during the next 24 hours. Showers or thunder showers will occur in the sea areas of the coast extending from Kankasanture to Pothville via Batiklo and Trincomalee. Fishing and naval community have been requested to be attentive to further forecasts issued by the Met Department. A heavy fog condition prevailed in the Veerakatia town and the surrounding areas this morning. Meanwhile, a fog condition also prevailed in Colombo area this morning and reports have indicated that the condition lasted until 10 a.m.
Veteran teledrama writer K.B. Herath passed away today. He was 82 years of age at his demise. Entering the drama scene as a stage dramatist, late K.B. Herath had written and directed many dramas including Sudhukaral, Maya Devi and Devini Mahinda. Late K.B. Herath was known as a veteran and a leading figure in the teledrama script writing sphere, and his first creation was Vimalaratna Adhikari's Parami Dam teledrama that aired on national television. He has written over 300 teledramas including Isiva Asapua, Gajawan Nona, Inga Marua, Ithiyatu and Sakvito. He has received many accolades for his outstanding work in the stage and teledrama field and has also received the Lifetime Achievement Award Natya Kirti Sammana. He also received a doctorate from the Aesthetic University. The remains will be kept at the Jayaratna Funeral Parlour in Colombo from tomorrow onwards, and the final rites will be held on Wednesday evening at the Borella Cemetery. Well, that's it for local news. Stay tuned for news overseas.
Wow,
Welcome back and taking a look at your international stories for tonight. The Memphis Police Department has disbanded the so-called Scorpion Special Unit whose officers are accused of murdering Tyre Nicholas.
Scorpion stands for Street Crimes Operation to restore peace in our neighborhoods. The unit is a 50-person unit with a mission of bringing down crime levels in particular areas. But now it is being abolished after its officers were seen beating Nicholas, 29, in the videos from January 7th. In a statement, the department said it is in the best interest of all to permanently deactivate the unit. Nicholas's family welcomed the decision in a statement from their lawyers, calling it both appropriate and proportional to the tragic death of Tyre Nicholas and also a decent and just decision for all citizens of Memphis. The unit was launched in October 2021 with a focus to high-impact crimes such as car thefts and gang-related offences. The 5 officers, Tadrius Bean, Demetrius Haley, Desmond Mills Jr., Emmett Martin III and Justin Smith were fired last week. They were taken into custody on last Thursday and each faces charges of second-degree murder, aggravated assault, aggravated kidnapping, official misconduct and official oppression. 4 of the 5 posted bail and were released from custody by Friday morning, according to jail records. Lawyers for Martin and Mills have said their client will plead not guilty.
European Union member states are set to impose 2 price caps on Russian petroleum products starting from February the 5th in a bid to curb Russia's revenue from oil exports and tighten sanctions on the country. The European Commission, executive arm of the EU, proposed to impose a cap of $100 per barrel on high-value oil products such as diesel and limit the price of discounted goods including fuel oil to $45. On the other hand, the group of 7 advocated capping the price of Russian diesel products at $100 to $110 per barrel to avoid supply shortages in the international diesel market. The 2 ceilings will apply from February the 5th, but a grace period will be granted to vessels carrying products purchased and loaded before that date and unloaded by April 1st, according to foreign news reports. European countries are accelerating their purchase of Russian diesel, with data showing that over 600,000 barrels of Russian diesel are being bought by European nations every day as of this year, much higher than that of the same period last year.
At least 3 people have died and 1 is missing after New Zealand's largest city experienced its wettest day on record on last Friday. Auckland is said to have received 75% of its usual summer rainfall in just 15 hours. A local state of emergency was declared as authorities managed evacuations and widespread flooding. New Zealand's Prime Minister Chris Hipkins thanked emergency services for their swift response to the disaster. The new Prime Minister travelled to Auckland, where he also expressed his condolences to the loved ones of those who died in the floods. The downpour flooded the airport, shifted houses and resulted in power cuts to homes for hours. New Zealand's defence forces were mobilized to assist with evacuations and emergency shelters were set up across the city. Footage online showed people trapped in waist-deep floodwater and rescuers carrying out evacuations on kayaks. Other pictures showed grocery items floating down the aisles of several flooded supermarkets. Auckland Emergency Management said they had shifted their focus from evacuations to the cleanup effort after the rain. They reminded locals not to travel unless it was necessary and said in a tweet, "Do not let today's less rain trick you into planning a weekday out." While climate scientists have cautioned against attributing individual weather events to climate change, research by NIWA was found the warming planet is leading to more extreme weather in New Zealand.
Now, power cuts in Afghanistan's capital Kabul and other major Afghan cities have been plunging businesses and households into darkness. Many are struggling to endure freezing winter temperatures. Afghanistan has no significant power generating capacity of its own and relies on cross-border supplies from neighboring countries. Reports have claimed that Afghanistan is in arrears on payments for its electricity imports. The power outages have been a disaster for businesses already struggling to survive in this war-torn and impoverished nation. Small businesses are also severely affected by the electricity outage, as the fuel expenses have risen by 90% compared to the past. When the Taliban took control of Afghanistan in mid-August 2021, neighboring countries said there were large outstanding bills for energy already supplied.
Now, ski resorts created new activities aside from skiing for holidaymakers during the Spring Festival holiday, which proved popular. Until we bring more details on that story, the second round of the Czech presidential election concluded Saturday with retired General Petr Pavel winning over former Prime Minister Andrej Babiš, according to official results. With 99.99% of presents counted, Pavel won with 58.32% of the vote to Babiš's 41.67%. Turnover for the election surpassed 70%. Voters cast their ballots in the last 2 days, with Czech abroad heading to the polls recently. The first round featured 8 candidates before going to the runoff between the two men after Pavel received 35.4% of the vote and Babiš received 34.99%. Pavel served as head of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization Military Committee. He was endorsed by the current ruling government coalition. Babiš, the head of the Action of Unsatisfied Citizens Party, served as Prime Minister from 2017 to 2021. The two candidates are considered to be on opposite sides of the political spectrum. Pavel hopes to strengthen ties between the Czech Republic and the European Union, which analysts say deteriorated in incumbent President Miloš Zeman.
Now, a winter festival featuring about 30 ice sculptures has been drawing many tourists to a hot spring resort in Japan's northern prefecture of Hokkaido. The annual Icefall Festival commenced yesterday in Sankyo Hot Spring Resort in the town of Kamikawa. Visitors posed for photos in front of the colorfully illuminated ice sculptures on the Ishikari riverbed. A restaurant serving food and drinks has been set up for the first time in 3 years after a hiatus due to the coronavirus pandemic. The restaurant is inside of an ice sculpture and people enjoy cups of hot cocoa at tables made of ice. The festival will run through March the 12th.
Now, ski resorts created new activities aside from skiing for holidaymakers during the Spring Festival holiday, which proved popular. At ski resorts in Harbin, northeast China's Heilongjiang province, many holidaymakers had a fresh experience of camping in the snowfield and dining in tents. To many, it's just felt cozy to have a hot pot in a warm tent while it was icy cold outside. Deep in the forest of the Greater Qinghai Mountains, many tourists went to the reindeer Ebiki tribe to get in touch with the lovely animals closely and learn about the culture of the ethnic minority. During this snow season, many ski resorts, scenic spots and their surrounding facilities in China developed a variety of new activities and service packages, aiming to enrich the overall holiday experience for tourists, which also explores new possibilities in developing ice and snow economy.
Kutumi, Fantamai.
Welcome back now in your sports stories for tonight. Kandy and the Police Sports Club secured victories in the inter-club rugby league matches that were played yesterday. The tournament is organized by the Sri Lanka Rugby Association.
The match between Kandy and Havelock Sports Club was played at the Havelock's grounds. The Kandy Sports Club won the match by 35 points to 15. Accordingly, Kandy Sports Club is now at the top of the leaderboard of the Rugby League tournament. Match between Police and CHNFC clubs was held at the Police grounds. Police won the match by 27 points to 22.
Now switching from rugby to tennis, Aryna Sabalenka defeated Elena Rybakina to win the finals of the Australian Open 2023. This was the first Grand Slam singles title won by Sabalenka.
The Australian Open Tennis Championship was held in Melbourne City. This is the first Grand Slam tennis tournament for this year. Belarus's Aryna Sabalenka and Kazakhstan's Elena Rybakina were qualified for the finals of the women's singles. Elena Rybakina won the first round 4-6 in the title-winning comeback. Aryna Sabalenka won the next two rounds 6-3 and 6-4. Following the win, Aryna Sabalenka climbed up the rankings to the second position of the international tennis standings.
Well, that's a wrap of tonight's primetime news bulletin here at the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. And until we meet again next time, do take care and good night.